Hey y'all, good morning to me. Welcome back to the podcast. If those of you that are listening on the podcast, hey girl, it is 2026. Hello. And if you're watching on YouTube, hey girl. So yeah, dude, you know what? What should we talk about? No, I actually have an idea of what I want to talk about, but before I get into that, I just want to say thank you guys for rocking with me. Dude, 2025 for me, especially on the podcast, has been, girl, it's been a year of like uninspiration. Like I've been very much so uninspired to make podcast content, and we're going to get into the reason why. All right? But before we do that, today we are talking about the death of perfection in 2026. Perfectionism, I don't know about you, but perfectionism has held me back. Well, hold on, let me reword my words, right? Perfectionism has a tendency to hold people back in just doing what they want, or to pursuing what they want to pursue, because I don't know, I think I've talked about this on an episode, podcast episode before, but it has a tendency of holding people back because you feel like it needs to be a 10 out of 10 every single time you post or upload, even if you're a beginner. And so make that make sense right now. How would you be a 10 out of 10 beginner, perfect, excellent, if you've never done the thing before? You know, and this is the thing that stops people from trying anything. And honestly, it has been a real contention in my content creation, especially on this podcast, because dude, it just has been like, I felt like it needed to be perfect and it needed to be a certain way. Which I don't think is a bad thing if I want things to be particular in a certain way, but it's just when that starts creeping its way into the idea of, yeah, I don't post unless it's X, Y, and Z a thing. No. Like it's hindering you from doing whatever you want to do. You know, it's stopping you from actually moving the needle forward. It's stopping you from actually pursuing what you want to pursue. Like that's no longer perfectionism, boo. I'm most certain I talked about this before. This is fear getting in the way. It is. So these are a couple things that I'm going to do to combat it, and these are the things that you should also do to combat it. Number one, you see editing? Okay, you know what? Let me give you a peek behind the curtain in terms of almost the quote unquote movie magic of my podcast. Girl, every single podcast episode I've done before this has been scripted, very heavily scripted and very heavily edited. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's neither here nor there. But for me, it was very much so, like it was giving me a block. And guys, I don't know. It was literally me taking an hour to the script and then taking several hours to edit, at least 3 or 4 hours to edit out every single space. Excuse me. It was a mess. Like it literally killed my creativity and inspiration, because I'm just like, dude, okay, like this is for one episode I'm slaving behind. Sorry. Let me fix my language. One episode I'm just grinding out for like, it takes 7 or 8 hours. That's why a lot of my episodes were very much so few and far between, because it took so long. And I'm just like, dude, I can't, that cannot happen. And if I'm very honest with you, that almost made me want to stop podcasting in general, just because it was just the turnaround time, and then me feeling very uninspired. Like it was too slow. The turnaround time was too slow. The cost to the, what is that called? The not cause and effect, but like, I don't know, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what it costs for me is too much for me to like keep churning those out happily. But yeah, so this is thing number one that I'm doing in the new year. And that is, girl, I am 100,000% not scripting my videos anymore. Now, am I going in blindly? Not necessarily. I have a topic that I want to talk about today, and I have like about 3 bullet points. But girl, for me, I might as well say that it's like that I'm just going off the dome, because I kind of am. Which I think is kind of fun. I think it's made me like think on my toes a little bit. It made me just be a little more agile on camera and agile when I'm speaking. And actually it has helped my speaking and storytelling, because I'm not giving myself a crutch. I have the main ideas that I want to talk about, and I kind of already know what I feel about the topic. And that's pretty much it. And honestly, if I really need some like crutches on where I'm going, for example, if I'm doing like list videos or like 5 things to do X, Y, and Z, like I would write those down. And I would maybe put like a blurb, like a sentence blurb, but then girl, after that, it's all me. So yeah, I feel like that right there will give me so much freedom and creativity when I create. The other thing I'm doing to jog my creativity and to like just switch it up and to be more carefree and to be less perfect. Oops, sorry. For me to be not less perfect, but for me to not be ruled by perfectionism, is that I am barely, when I tell you barely, I'm going to be barely editing these podcasts and videos. Sorry, not sorry, y'all. If y'all don't like the awkward stylist, baby, then just goodbye. Because like at this point, just like I said before, like I am willing to just like, I don't know, to abandon, like to keep a breath in, to keep an in. So just so you can see that, like, yes, actually, I think this is for you too, to see that, hey, look, this anybody can do this. I'm all for that all the time. Those of you that listen to me already know, like, look, what I'm doing right now, if you want to do it, you can do it easy. And also, it's just like, I want to take my, like, I need to have some fun, y'all, seriously. And I feel like there's joy in not editing and seeing the imperfections and things like that, you know? And it's also a little bit carefree. And I can turn around these pod eps for y'all so quick. But yeah, those of you watching my YouTube video, hey y'all, I know I'm saying podcast because I know this is going to be primarily for the podcast. So yeah, but speaking of that, like I'm posting. I'm posting. It's February 1st at the time I'm recording this. So hey, happy Black History Month. But yeah, y'all, that's all I really had to say today, honestly. Let me look down to see if I missed anything in my notes. Oh, yes. I did miss something. The last thing I'm going to say is that embrace the messy starts, y'all. Embrace the messy starts. If you want to start a podcast or a YouTube or a clothing line, or you want to learn how to swim, or you know what I'm saying? If you want to play tennis, if you want to basically learn a new skill or develop a skill that's been sitting on the shelf for a while, embrace the messy start. You give yourself some grace. Stop expecting yourself to hit to be perfection after your first try at something. Stop expecting that of yourself. But what you should keep expecting of yourself is to be constantly improving and constantly practicing. Putting up your reps in the gym. Just like how when you go to the gym for the first time, why do you expect to bench? I don't know how much people bench, girl, but 100 pounds. If you've never benched that before, you need to start with your little dumbbells. Start with a 2, then work your way up to a 4, then an 8, then a 10, then a 20. You see what I'm saying? You need to be able to you need to have the space in your mind to allow yourself to grow, Bookie. Right? There is no fun in that either. If you are already good at something right off the bat, that's boring. You have to remind yourself of the story, girl. You're writing a story of yourself. You have a rags to riches story right now. What fun, the movie would be so boring if you were already good at it. What makes the movie interesting, and I'm talking about the movie of your life interesting, is that when you start something, it's not good at first, but then you keep going, and you go from the average Joe Schmo to, okay, that is a person that I want to be like, because you worked yourself up from being average to not average to good to very good to excellent, So embrace the suck and embrace also the messy start. All right, y'all. I think that's pretty much it for today. If you're on the podcast, how you feeling to hear me back in your speakers again, Bookie? And how are y'all feeling with these extra breaths, these pauses in betweens? How are y'all feeling with it? Actually, I want y'all to tell me in the comments below how y'all feeling about it, but I'm gonna just be honest with you, is I don't care how you feel about it, I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's how y'all need to move, to be honest with you. That's how y'all need to move. That was a word for somebody. That was look, catch it, because that was for somebody. Stop caring about what people think. Do what you gotta do. Be brave enough to start messy in front of an audience. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all so much for watching or listening. Thank y'all on the podcast for still rocking with your girl. Happy February. Happy 2026. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week on the podcast. If you are listening on the YouTubes, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love yous. Bye.